What's going on, guys? Thanks for clicking on this video. And here we have the GT500 update that everybody's been asking about recently. Sorry I haven't got to it lately. It's been extremely crazy at home. We are in the middle of moving. We're packing up the entire house, trying to get the new one settled in. It's just been a stressful, crazy time. So I haven't had a whole lot of time to get out and vlog with the GT500, but I'm going to give you that update now. Overall, the car is doing great. I absolutely love it. The new power that it has is way more than I ever thought it would be. It now has 552 rear-wheel horsepower and 560 pound-feet of torque. 500 pound-feet of that torque is almost at about 2,800-ish RPMs. I have to look at the dyno graph again, but that torque hits hard with that root style blower, and it's pretty mean. It's pretty nasty. I absolutely love it. But it's a very linear build. But the problem is, even with that linear build and that torque being so low in the power band, basically anything under 60 miles an hour just spins. You're on a set of Michelin Pilot Sport AS3 tires, which are phenomenal tires, by the way, because they do incredibly well in the rain. I have no problems at all driving this car in the rain, but they do well from a roll if you like gradually roll into it. But if you just mash it in second gear, it's just going to spin. One thing I want to touch on are the brakes, since I did change them out a few videos ago. It has the Power Stop Z26 carbon ceramic brakes with the low dust formula. So it's supposed to be cutting back a lot on the brake dust, which is horrendous with Brembo brakes that comes on the Mustangs. So basically, if you ran 1 week without cleaning the car, this wheel would be black. This is about, if I have to remember, almost 4 weeks ago. I have not cleaned this car in 4 weeks. Shame on me, I know. But there's no brake dust on the car. Very, very little brake dust on that wheel. Super happy with the brakes. The brake pads work awesome. They work great. They stop so well. I'm so happy with them. And again, no brake dust, so you can't complain. Whoa! No traction. No traction under 60 miles an hour with this car. So much torque, it can break the tires loose easily. Alright, so let's give you a quick update on what's going on. If you haven't been keeping up on the build, we have the JLT 123mm intake, we have the 2.5 VMP supercharger pulley, custom tuned from Southern Stables, and we have an off-road H-pipe. All said and done, it dynoed 552 horsepower at the rear tires and 560 pound-feet of torque. You're getting quite a bit of torque real low in the power band, and it just really gets you going fast. Now, as far as the suspension is concerned, we have the BMR lower control arms, the BMR relocation brackets, adjustable panhard bar, and we have the FRPP lowering springs. Now, the FRPP springs we're having a little bit of an issue with. I'll get into that here shortly. But aside from that, the handling with this suspension setup is amazing. The turn-in is very direct. The rear end, although it does still spin, hooks up a lot better than it ever did. There is no wheel hop issues at all in which to talk about, so that's also a good thing. And overall, I could not be happier with the way this car handles, especially for the weight and the distribution of the car, because we know it's a little bit nose heavy, and they're not really known for exceptional handling, but I think for what we're working with, it's doing really well. And that blower whine is just so much fun. Yeah, the ride is really good. These little turns like this really don't bother me as much as they used to with the stock suspension. Actually handles pretty well. Oh, I giggle every time I hear that. I can't help it. Yes. Get this mask off. Woo! Of course, I gotta get my energy drink. I don't know what your favorite is, but Rain, really good. And it actually doesn't give you a crash because it's filled with all kinds of crazy vitamins. So this and the Monster Ultra are my two favorites. So they're my go-tos. All right, so funny thing, I was actually stopped in here at this bowling alley the other day to put the GoPro on the back of the car to get some exhaust clips, and somewhere between that bowling alley and this little stretch of road here, I got maybe a half a mile down here and found out the GoPro was gone. It fell off the back of the car. I walked up and down this road probably for 3 hours looking for the thing, couldn't find it. GoPro is gone. Now I gotta replace that. Well, you do what you gotta do in the name of YouTube. Now let's talk about the one issue that I did have, or let me rephrase that, currently still have, because I'm waiting on Steeda to get back to me on what we can do with the rear springs on this car. Now I did put the FRPP springs on it. It sits real nice. I love the stance of this. Now they say it's about 1.25 inches or so. Or no, I'm sorry, it's 1 inch in the front, I think they claim. Could be about 1.25 inches, but either way, that looks really nice. I love the way it's tucked. The back, they say, was about 1.25 inches. That's tucked up real nice too. But there's a caveat to this. The springs in the back collapsed. So we're having a bit of a problem. Now, I'm going to try to crawl under here and show you. Alright. If I can't, I'm going to just throw a picture up. Yeah, look at that spring right there. It's completely, the coils are completely touching each other. The portion of that spring had collapsed. So since I got the springs from Steeda, I did contact them. I told them what was going on. I sent them a picture. The bottom portion of the spring collapsed. If I stick my hand up into the spring pocket, the top portion of the spring there is fine. It's got plenty of spacing in between the coils. It's perfectly fine. Now, the ones that are on here, the FRPP springs, are progressive rate spring. So the one portion or the one rate had collapsed while the other was fine. Now, I don't know what the deal is with that. Steeda said they never saw that before. I had went on some GT500 pages and forums and talked to some people on there. A lot of other people said the same thing. Never seen that before in our life. It's absolutely insane. But then I had a couple people, I think it was 3, who sent pictures to me their FRPP springs were doing the exact same thing. I don't know what the deal is with that. So right now, I'm waiting on Ford to get back to Steeda. I'm waiting on Steeda to get back to me. We got to find out what's going on with these springs. Do I have to buy new springs? Or are they going to replace them under warranty? I don't know what's going to happen yet. I'm not sure if I want a chance using FRPP springs again. Unless they're going to replace them for free, then obviously I'm going to try them again. If I have to buy them myself, I'm a little sketched out about buying another pair now that I've found 3 other people that have had the same problem. I may end up putting a Steeda spring on the back. The front ones are fine. I haven't had any problems with that. But the past several weeks, I noticed the ride was getting slightly worse, a little by little. And then I just happened to look under the car one day. I can't remember why I was under it, but I looked under the back of the car and noticed it was collapsed. And I was like, holy crap, that's why the ride's getting worse. But on a more positive note, with the new house that we're getting, sorry, I'm shaking the camera around a little bit. I'm actually getting a usable garage. So we're gonna get the GT500 an actual home it deserves. We're gonna put it in there. We're gonna have room to work on it. We're gonna have room to film. It's just gonna be so much better. Now it's only partially finished right now. It's got some pieces of drywall up. None of it's painted, none of it's finished. So we actually have a contractor on standby. Once we get in the house, I don't know that we're gonna do it because it's so close to Christmas right away, but come New Year's, we're gonna paint the entire house. We're gonna paint the cabinets. We're gonna finish the garage, get that painted. I got a new filming area set up in the house for all my new stuff. It's going to be awesome. I just can't say enough how excited I am about this. Not only getting the garage, but having the new filming area. And I'm even gonna start a second channel for movies. This is my second passion. I love movies. So I'm gonna actually start another channel once I get into the house. And do like movie reviews, movie news, things like that. Basically the same thing I do with automotive stuff, but with movies. So if you like movies, why don't you go over there? I'll put a link to that down in the description. I don't have anything up right now, but I will. It's called Fantasy Films. Guys, check that one out. And if you like movies, again, nothing's up right now, but I do have the channel live. And outside of that, that's about what's going on. If you want me to give you a tour of the house once we get in, which is only going to be in literally 4 days, we're going to get into the new place. Drop a comment down below. Let me know if you guys want a tour of the new house, and I will definitely do that for you as well. I'm super excited. Maybe I'll even do a before and after tour. I'll show you the ugly yellow walls that are in the house at the time, and then we're going to paint them all, I think, a light gray. Not that I think you really care, but if you do care, that's pretty awesome, because I like sharing all this stuff with you. That's all I got for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Make sure you drop a like on it. If you did, leave your comments down below. Have you had any issues with FRPP springs similar to this one? Let me know what you think of the GT500 build thus far. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and I'll catch you in the next upload.